Hey guys, Joebizz34 back again. This time to show off a little more of my own work. What the figures I'm about to show you, I'm going to show you a few. These aren't really customs, they're more so just kind of like redos, repaints of what I feel were bad figures to begin with. And you know, it's one of those things where they're not well made, so it was either throw them out or do something with it. So I decided to mess around with them, try to make them something better. So first off, we have the Hulk. Give you a little teaser right there of his legs, but I'll show you. Now, he came with these pants originally, but they were a dark blue. He was a cheap figure. He was sold at the time in toy stores back when the Ang Lee Hulk was out in 2003. And it's not a very... It's actually a really cool sculpture. I mean, it's a good figure. It's a good look for him. It actually kind of reminds me, even after I repainted it, he kind of has the... Even though this was supposed to be the Ang Lee Hulk, I think he kind of has that new Avengers Hulk look that's coming out next week, which I'm very excited to see. So it kind of motivated me to kind of fix him up or try to make something of him because, you know, I think there's potential in there. They had the closed mouth version and the open mouth. I at the time only had the closed mouth, as you could see. And like I said, it's not a bad figure. It wasn't well made. I mean, it's cheap plastic and it was only like a dark solid green color, so like not a lot of detail. So that's why I wanted to repaint him. So I painted him a lot. I airbrushed and, well, not really airbrushed in this one a little bit, but dry brushed mainly. Did a lot of washes, wet washes and paint washes and dry brushing and weathering to give him more layers of green in there and to show off his veins. I kind of added color to his veins popping out there. You know, all over, all the way down to the feet. There I go with messing around with the zoom again. There we go. I get there, and it looks pretty good, the picture, once I can focus it. It's just a matter of me doing it. So he came out pretty cool. I mean, this figure, the torso is kind of like, I can't really move him because he's, well, I'll move this other figure out of the way that I'm going to show in a minute. It's this way he's standing by himself so I can show you something. It's kind of funny if you look at this. I'm going to pan back here. The torso goes all the way around. Look at this. So, not, you know, we're not talking Hot Toys or Sideshow here. It only cost, I think, like $15 or so at the time, maybe not even. The other redo figure I did was a very badly made, which he can't even really stand on his own. I got to get him a stand, so the Hulk is going to help stand him up for the sake of this video. Is my Star Wars Wampa. Now, you guys have seen my threads. You know I've redone a lot of Star Wars Hasbro customs. I'll show you a few of those down the road, but for now I'm focusing in on the Wampa. Kind of looks like a sheepdog. But the main thing I did here was, you know, he was an awful figure. Very furry. He came in a 2-pack with the Hoth Luke. And he was just pretty much looked like a fur ball. I mean, it didn't even look like much of anything. Kind of looked like a teddy bear more. Or like like I said in my thread, he looked like the Twilight Zone creature that was on the wing with William Shatner. So I added more hair to his face. You know, I used pictures for reference, and I went for the original, not the special edition look. So I added the ears on the side there. Okay, covered up his face with fur more, repainted the mouth. As you can kind of see there. There we go again. There we go. All right, there we go. Repainted the face and darkened the eyes a bit. You know, he has more of that abominable snowman look now, and I weathered the crap out of the fur to give more of that wet, snowy look with white paint, some paint washes to kind of give it more of an off-white ivory look or tan look, a dirty, you know, dirty weathering here and there on the fingers and the fur. And then I followed that up with white gesso paint and then gloss varnish, which you can't really see. I don't think the camera can really pick it up, but in certain lighting you can kind of see there's like his fur does kind of glisten a little bit in spots. That, you know, maybe you can kind of see that there. So look, you know, it kind of looks like he's wet and frosted. So I thought that came out pretty cool. So that's another redo that I did. And finally, I got this really bad alien figure here that was thrown in with I bought some blank figure bodies off somebody on eBay several years ago when I first started doing the Star Wars customs. And he threw this figure in for free. I mean, that's how bad it was. He just gave it to me. And if you've seen this thing, if you check my thread on Sideshow, you'll see the pictures I put in there, the before and after. I mean, it was basically just a terrible sculpt. It was just black and then like a silver head. So he was just a cheap, toy figure basically. So I went and repainted him. And I don't really have a specific Alien in mind. I kind of wanted him to just look like Alien in general, not like specifically, Alien, Aliens, Alien 3. I kind of tried to incorporate a little of all the colors of, representing a lot of different type of aliens, just kind of make it my own thing. I think if I had I think that some of the tan and the lighter colors I put in there kind of mirrors the Alien 3 dog look a little bit, dog warrior look. But he also has an Alien Resurrection kind of look. Now, like I said, the figure itself is bad. I mean, the hands are off, the feet. Here's the feet. If I can get in there. I mean, the feet are, not good at all. So this is strictly just painting it, trying to make it look better with paint. And I also added some, as you can see, I added some drool there. So like the acid saliva that comes out of his mouth. And I just used epoxy for that. Very thin epoxy that I kind of made it come down and then dry like that. And I think, for the most part, it came out cool. And he looks cool. And I also went over it with him with a gloss varnish to give him that wet, slimy look. And you know what? It's not a great figure still, but at least it's something that I could say that I put a little TLC in it from myself and, had a little fun with painting it. And, now it's something that looks a little better. He can't even stand on his own. I got this doll stand back here that's actually holding his tail to actually keep him from falling. So I got to figure out, those old, I might get one of those bases that I used to use years ago, those big rectangle wooden bases that you put like model kits on, like a figure from a model kit. And I might get one of those for him to glue his feet to so that he can actually stand on his own. Because he can't right now. So, and like I said, I've done a lot of redos. I mean, this is, there we go. See if I can fix the focusing again. All right, this is a further away shot. So, that's Alien, that's Hulk. There's the back of the Hulk. Okay. So I'm upstairs now, and I'm in my loft area where I'll show you some more of redos I've done, mainly Star Wars, since I showed you Wampa. These are Marmot Stormtroopers that are Sand Troopers, I should say, that I modified. Put on dragon bodies. Back then, Marmot didn't actually have people under the costumes. It was just kind of like just a figure with like a globe for a head. So I redid those, added some sideshow weapons for more accuracy, and then I weathered this guy up, and I'm going to do the same thing to these two guys eventually, like I did this one. Kind of make them look a little more realistically dirty instead of the what was there originally. This is my C-3PO and R2-D2, and I dirtied them up to give them like when they were on Tatooine look. And I added a trick I learned from somebody else online. I had seen they used the hilts of Hasbro lightsabers that I cut off and then made the restraining bolts from the lightsaber hilts. And that came out pretty cool. They look really like the restraining bolts. This is Yoda, and I think he was one of the best figures from back then. He looks very cool. I repainted him a little bit, and I added some white hair that you could see. Glued some white hair to his head. He didn't have hair before, so I added that. And here's some Hans and Luke's. Hoth Han, Hoth Luke. X-Wing Luke that I made the Empire Strikes Back version by adding the collar, the gloves, and the boots from the Hoth outfit. I actually cut the collar off, added it to him, and then dyed it orange, and then made it all blend in. Added the jacket from another figure. And here's the Hoth Han and Luke. Swapped some of their clothing to make it screen accurate. They had, Hasbro had a habit of doing that. It was the right clothing, just on the wrong figure, so I had to swap the scarves and stuff. Damaged up his face there. Okay, there we go. So I added the wound from the Wampa. I do have to touch up his eyeballs. The paint faded. I don't know why. I guess it was just cheap paint that I used back then. And this figure is almost 8 years old, so got to work on redoing the eyes. But the face itself and the cut I got right. It's pretty cool. There's Han with the snow and the white gesso for the snow on the outfits and everything. And then there's the Tusken Raider, which I think looks great. And Sideshows that's coming out with now is going to blow this one away. But at the time, back in 2004, this is all I had to work with. I'm having trouble with the focus again. Sorry, guys. Swapped him out with a dragon body. Dipped his outfit in coffee, actually, which is another trick I learned with dyeing. To give that stained, dirty look. And for the time, back in 04, he came out pretty good. Won't hold up today once the Sideshow one comes out, but back then, that's the best I had to work with. So that's it. Thanks for looking, guys. Joebizz34. I'll be back with more videos soon. Peace out.